Hey guys, I'm back, and let's just go ahead and actually equip the new weapon that we got. Well, the weapon we got last episode, but couldn't use because I didn't have the requirements. That's actually why I leveled up those points I did in what I did, just so I could use this. I just forgot to mention that. But anyways, let's just go ahead, climb right back up this ladder. Because now we can go and take on, well, go and run past the dragon. Because, yeah, or we could also go this way, which leads pretty much to the same point. Basically, there are two knights. Actually, I'll show this way first. I'll just show it. I don't like this way because there are a lot of rats, and if you find a lot of rats in one place, well, a lot of times I just end up getting poisoned, and I don't like being poisoned. So I'm just going to kick this guy off a cliff because I don't like being poisoned. But really, you see those rats, and there's a ladder kind of behind them. It takes you to the exact same place that, well, a little bit ahead, but only by a couple steps from where I'm going to go in just a second. It's running right across. You can't be hit here. This area right here is a safe spot. Just not for those guys. Not for those guys. Now really, what I normally do, I just wait here, just for a minute. And what that does, the dragon or the drake knows, hey, there's a guy there. I should go down and get him because I can't hit him. So, since he's aiming that way, I'm just gonna go ahead and grab these. Actually meant to pick up the other thing that was there. Just need to rest here real quickly. There we go. Now I've rested here. The drake is back up where he was, and now he's flying off because I'm in here. And he has, like, no one to kill. So I can walk out here freely now. A lot of players seem to not know that you can do that like I did. So, yeah, you can do that. And there's the thing I was going for. You can keep doing what you're doing. Have fun with that. If we walk out here, really you just see a bunch of hollows just not attacking you, and just a broken statue. So later on, like in New Game Plus, you can use this statue, but not right now. I'm getting a little bit of lag again. I don't like that. I don't like it, man. But the good news about coming this way, there's a lever. It's a nice lever, because this means that I don't have to deal with those rats again. I'm just going to go ahead. I was going to use that so that way I wouldn't have to deal with this guy. But hey, why the crap not? So that's that. I'm actually going to just fight this guy real quick, and then I'm just going to wait a minute, so that way my lag can just kind of go away, and then I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. I'm good now. Lag is gone. This is where things can start getting kind of annoying, if they haven't already for new players. But there was a bull down there. I like fighting these guys up here first because fighting the bull with them shooting you, it's not exactly the best, not exactly fun, personally. Suck that backstab. And you can have fun dying. And just picking this up. Luring skulls, which can be used to get the bull to look in a different direction. They kind of just distract the bull. But really, besides that, not much else. And I've never really used them effectively. By that I mean I've actually never even tried using them. So will I die against this bull, or will I just decide to be a pansy and run from him? I don't know. What I will do, though, is kill you first, and then run right back up here, since it was starting to turn towards me. What are you dropping? How does that compare to what I'm wearing? Not as good, so... Gives more poise, though, which, by the way, I guess I should mention right now. Poise, if you have a lot of poise, well, the more poise you have, the less likely you are to be stunned and stuff like that. Like, if something hits you and you flinch a bit, it's because you don't have the poise to deal with that completely. So poise can be useful. That was horrible on my part. I tried locking on and it didn't lock on, but that was still my own fault because I should have been looking towards it while locking on. And as you can see, there is one part on it that isn't very protected. If I can hit it. Didn't hit it, but still did a decent little bit of damage just because of the weapon that I'm using. And just trying to watch out here. I still don't know why sometimes I can get this good and other times I just have the worst luck with getting it. Okay. He can do a lot of stuff. He can do a lot of damage to my stamina, which can be annoying, which is kind of why I'm worried, because if he does, then he can kind of hit right through that, but for now, not gonna worry. Now I'm worrying. And rightly so. Because a lot of times he just breaks through my guard and then does a little bit of damage on top of that, which I don't like. But come on, bud. What are you doing? What you can do, though, is you can kind of lure him over into this fire. Or another fire, whatever. But this fire works best for me normally, I think. As long as I don't get stuck in the wall with the fire. But this fire can do a lot of damage to him. Another thing you do is just throw fire bombs at him. But I like this way better, personally. That way I don't waste anything. Oh, good. He dropped a Fang Boar Helm. That's pretty rare. I've never actually gotten it from this one. But weighs a decent amount. Looks kind of stupid with this armor, personally. Well, I personally think so. But if we look at my equipment load, it's still under half. Which that means I can still roll pretty well. If it reaches half or a little bit more, then you can still roll, just not as well. And if you have like a quarter of your stamina full, you can roll really freaking well. Right now I just roll pretty nicely, but not the best roll, but definitely not the worst. Nice to have decent defense. This is just how I normally play. Is under half of my equipment load. But you can also go over the limit, in which case you can't roll at all, and it's kind of silly, I think, personally. It's silly. It's silly. You're silly. Just like how I'm stuck between these... Screw those tables. Who needs tables? I don't need tables. No one needs tables. Unless you're a hollow. Hollow scum. With your fancy little tables. Mm. Hey buds, what are you guys doing? 2 for 1? Okay, I'll take it. And here we have this, where we have to cross these beams, which... You might think that this game might do this occasionally, where you have to cross beams like this, just skinny little platforms for items. Well, yes and no, because later on, you're going to have to do that as an actual part of the game, and they're skinnier, and you have these ninja guys throwing crap at you that can easily knock you off. So, that place is not very nice. Man, my voice is just cracking a lot today. I guess it's just this cold weather. But, a little bit off topic. You're dead. Pillage your body. That's not going to be nearly as good as this, but yeah. Not nearly as good. Up here, we have 2 enemies. And they are going to try to pincer attack us, but we can drag this one out first, slowly. He notices me, he's walking towards me, so that's a good sign that he's coming. You can do that and only have this guy attack you, not have to deal with the second guy, who, by the way, is much worse than this guy. But, a lot of players just decide to run in there blindly, and they meet this guy, who is a boulder. Not baller. Even though he kind of is, but, Baldur. And if I didn't have this weapon I do, he probably would have done a little bit more to me, but Baldur leggings are also pretty nice. At the same time, I don't know. I don't like the pantsless look. Whatever, going pantsless. Still under half my equipment burden, so that's good. I think anyways, what was that again? 0.3, so yes. I thought that's what it said, I just wanted to make sure it was under 26.5. There's a halberd, but I don't really use halberds all that often. Sometimes, but not always. Basement key, and here is another useful shortcut right here. Opens up that gate where the boar was. By the way, the boar does not respawn, so I can go through there whenever I want now, easily. I actually didn't mean to activate this guy. I just remembered that he was in there, like, right while I was passing by. But, oh well, one more baller. That time I actually did mean to say Baldur instead of baller. But, whatever. Word mistakes. That is totally new to this channel. You guys have never heard me mess up words before. Ever! But yeah, so here we have these guys again. As always. You actually did a decent chunk of damage to me. I'm surprised, man. Shouldn't do that. Nope, not gonna work. Not gonna work. And last but not least, not gonna work. So here we have this little path over here. This leads to, as you just saw in that message, if you could read it fast enough, this leads to another blacksmith. This guy is the one that I used to think was the first blacksmith in the game. But again, you can reach the one down at the New Londo ruins like I did before. So, yeah. Technically, I guess he would be the second blacksmith, but I'm just going to go ahead and level up here. Put in points into really just endurance right now. Because having a lot of endurance to me is really important. So, I always make sure to do that. I like blocking and rolling, having more equipment load,
well,
so.
You must be a new arrival. I'm Andre of a store. If you require smithing, then speak to me.
This guy's Andre of a store, like he said. And he is one of my favorite NPCs. I think this guy's great. I love his personality. And another gesture that I can use later. Well, I can use it now, just not, I don't know. I can also repair my equipment, which I probably should have done before, but it doesn't much matter. It doesn't cost much unless you allow your equipment to take a lot of damage. But I didn't do that, so yeah. I don't have enough souls to buy a lot of this stuff. I would like, kind of, to buy a longsword. But I'm also looking at that war pick right now. I don't know. The war pick, the cestus. I can't decide what I want. I'll probably pick up a longsword later anyways, just as a random drop. So let's go ahead, pick up the war pick. And, like before, standard arrows. Let's talk to you.
And armor are mighty sturdy indeed, but every hunk of metal has its breaking point. You can ask a blacksmith like myself, or do it on your own with a grindstone. The nice thing about weapons, they never betray you, so pay them a little respect, eh?
True words, true words. But,
Get yourself killed. Neither of us want to see you go hollow.
But basically what he was saying about the grindstone was that we can actually buy a grindstone. And I could have done that before, but I didn't feel like grinding for souls. And I felt like using my souls to level up my faith and strength, so I didn't do that before with the last merchant, but I can always go back whenever I want. For now, though, since I have rested at that bonfire, I can attack these guys. Again, I mean. And apparently one of them dropped another humanity, which is the counter on the top left. Humanity like that can be used to either A, reverse hollowing and become human, B, kindle bonfires. So right now you see I have 5 Estus flasks. If I kindle a bonfire and then rest at that bonfire, I would have 10 Estus flasks every time I rest at that bonfire. It can also be used to raise item discovery, which is in the very right of this. You see I have 158 item discovery right now. Normally it's at 100, so definitely can find more items. Pretty useful. How you doing in here, buddy? Eh. Now this guy, I don't know, he's really not that bad because he's slow, but he definitely does a pretty nice chunk of damage. But with this sword, I myself can do a pretty nice chunk of damage to him, so look at that, he's already about half health just for me doing my strong attack occasionally. And there we go, he's dead. Interesting thing about that guy that I've noticed before is that you can parry him, but you can't riposte him. So whenever he attacks, you could press on the controller, it's right trigger. On the Xbox controller anyways, right trigger to parry. Which knocks his weapon away, leaves most enemies open for a parry, which is just a strong critical attack, but, or not parry, riposte I mean. You can parry him, which leaves him open for a riposte, but you can't do that to him. Still, leaving him open like that after parrying him is pretty nice for being able to do a good amount of hits afterwards. And I can kill those guys over there right now, but I don't really feel like it. First thing I do want to do, though, is hit that switch. That opens up a shortcut that I can use. I can use now, but I'd rather get through this area, honestly. Yeah, no, not gonna work. Whenever he does that, he actually means that he is going to try to parry you. Don't be fooled into thinking that you are the only thing in this universe that can parry and backstab, because you will find out quickly that that is not the case, and you're gonna take a lot of damage from that. As you can see on the left right now, there's a guy in that little opening. That is called a channeler. Basically, and I'm surprised he hasn't done that yet, he can make these enemies stronger if he wants. Or he can just shoot soul arrows at me, so the sorcery, which is not fun, really, if you don't have very magic-resistant armor. But if he doesn't do that, I really don't think he's that much of a problem. He can jump down there, though, and alert the other guys, but luckily for me, he just took fall damage and died since I did enough damage. He does not respawn, though, so after you kill him once, you will not see that one again until New Game Plus, or unless you just make another new game. And over here we have another one of these boulders. I used to find the ones with the rapiers, so ones like this, a lot harder than the ones with the long swords. But really now, I think these guys are more of a joke, because normally whenever you see them about to parry, or trying to parry, you can just, you do your little jumping strong attack, and that helps out a lot. But I'm just going to go ahead, go right over here, pick up, I think these are souls over here? No, humanity, okay. And I'll just go ahead, Estus up. And see a light coming in here, you can break that door down. And first off, earlier in this video, or was it last video? I think it was this video, but I'm not entirely sure. I got a mystery key. Yeah, I'm sure it was this video. I got a mystery key, and basically, it's used right here. So some guy left a message. I hate when people leave messages right there. Come on, I want to open this. There we go, talk.
Still human, are you? Then I am in luck. Could you help me? As you can see, I am stuck without recourse.
let's go ahead and free the guy. I mean, he seems nice enough, you know?
Thank you. Yes, sincerely. I am Knight Lautrec of Karim. I truly appreciate this. And I guarantee a reward. Only later.
Now, this guy, later on, I'd say it is worth freeing him, but at the same time, there are people who say otherwise. He does something later that is not very nice, because as you can tell, he's not exactly the most trustworthy guy, and I'm blocking because why the crap not. So not exactly the most trustworthy sounding guy. He does something later that is a bit mean and unnecessary, but hey. But later on after that, though, you can go do something to him, which I'm not going to say right now, and then everything will be fine and dandy, and everything will be even better than they would be if you didn't free him, I think. So, I've freed him. I'm happy with that choice. I thought it was hilarious, though, my first time. Well, I think it's hilarious. Not I thought. I think it's hilarious now. My first time I was playing through this game, I only got about, like, maybe 10 hours of gameplay in the game because I was playing on my friend's PS3. This was before news of the PC version even came out. Like, before the petitions for the PC version came out. Before I heard of them, anyways. But anyways, I was playing through this. I got to this area and I freed him, and I was just sitting there so worried. Oh man, what's he gonna do? No, I shouldn't have done that, should I? Oh man, I'm so scared. I don't know. I was kind of just freaking out about that. And it's just something kind of small. So, I thought it was great. Well, I think it's great now, looking back. But I'm just going to go ahead, equip a different weapon. What do I want to equip? Let's equip the... I need 11 strength for that. To one-hand it anyways. I can two-hand it, but let's go scimitar again. And I'll go ahead, equip my gold pine resin like that. Get it ready anyways, and let's just go ahead and read that. So, nice open area. Floodgates have closed though. Totally doesn't scream boss battle at all, does it? No, there wouldn't be a boss battle on the roofs. That's silly, right? Right? This doesn't look like that bad of a boss, right? Right? Well, just wait. Because it gets worse. There is a second phase to this boss fight, but I'm not going to say anything about that right yet. Because you guys will see that in just a second, obviously. But lightning is obviously what this guy's weak to, as you can tell by me doing a lot of damage. I can cut off his tail if I can hit it, but if I can't, then oh well. And here's the second part of the boss fight. Yeah, there are two of them. And the second one just loves to spit fire constantly. I'm actually surprised I didn't there. But here he goes with it. First one's down though because I used my gold pine resin, which I still had luckily. Well, if you still have it, good for you. If not, then this boss fight is going to be a pain your first time through. And I'm going to just go ahead and S this up before I get hit again. I wasn't paying attention to my fire resistance, so I don't know exactly how much that would do if I was hit by that. But since my lightning ran out, I'm going to switch swords. But anyways, I didn't cut the first one's tail off. And if I did, that would give me another weapon, the Gargoyle Tail Axe. Which is a weapon that, it's interesting. It bends a lot, so it has a nice range to it. But I don't personally like it. I got a gargoyle helm off that. But, I could have done that. Personally, I would recommend trying to go for the tail, since it does just about as much damage as going for, like, anywhere else. Just see how good this is compared to this, or compared to all the other armors. A lot more elemental defense, and high bleed, and especially poison resistance, compared to what I'm wearing. It's also lighter, so I might switch to it eventually. But for now, I'm just going to stick with the Fangboar helm. And I'm just going to go ahead and climb this ladder up here. But yeah, if you don't have the gold pine resin, that fight is... Even if you do, first time playing it, it can definitely be a pain. I would recommend trying it without the gold pine resin first, that way you don't waste it, since you can't buy any. Not now anyways. So, definitely recommend doing that. But, just... I don't know. Practice, and you will succeed. And here's the first bell tower. So there we go. As you can see, there's another player that just rung the bell too. But hi, other player. How are you doing? Goodbye, other player. I'll never see you again. No, I meant to read the message. I don't understand. I still don't understand those messages that just say skeleton. Because I see those everywhere, but I don't know why. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just missing something horrible. Or amazing. I don't know. Let's talk to this guy, since he wasn't here a second ago.
Greetings. I am Oswald of Kareem, the Park, and thou art a friend. For thee, a warm welcome. Cometh thou to confess, and put your case. For indeed all sin is my domain.
Basically, this guy is, I think he's a priest of the goddess Velka, who is the goddess of sin in this game. Normally what he's used for is absolution, which just means, like, oh hey, I accidentally attacked this one merchant. How the crap do I fix that and make him happy again? You can request absolution from this guy. It costs 500 times your current level in souls. So right now, I don't know what level I am. I think I'm around, like, level 10. So for now, I'm just going to say that I am. And in that case, it would be about 5,000 souls, which is a lot at this point in the game. But, look at my souls now. I can obviously afford it. So, he can also be used to abandon your covenants. But I don't really see any reason in that, since covenants really only help you. And it's no point in abandoning a covenant, since you can abandon your covenant by joining a better covenant, which is like the only reason I can think of abandoning a covenant. So, anyways, let's learn gesture. Well, what is it? It can also be used to buy purging stones and indictments. Purging stones, I'll buy 1 for later on in the game. I'll buy like 3 indictments. Indictments basically are, like, if you don't like how an invader, which you can get invaded easily in this game if you're playing as a human, if you don't like how an invader fights you, or something like that, you can use an indictment, or if you just want to be a prick, or if you just want to troll. But you can use that, put them on a list, and that list is basically this, and this is basically the hit list for one covenant in this game, so yeah. Not gonna buy any of that though. Velka's talisman's interesting. It's the only talisman, which talismans are used for miracles. It's the only talisman in the game that uses intelligence rather than faith. So, if you have a lot of intelligence and you want to use miracles, that's something good for you. Also, these rings are pretty nice. Ring of Sacrifice, not so much, since you can... Well, I've never even really used them anyways, but... I have once or twice, but that's... Anyways.
It is only human to commit a sin.
Yet another NPC with a creepy laugh. I don't know. I don't care for the guy, personally, but... whatever. I do think, though, that is going to do it for this episode, because let's see, we have... I believe in this part, this is all in the same day, so I'm a little bit confused about what all we did, since I wasn't really paying much attention. We got to that building over there, and met Andre, got to the bonfire over there, we fought the bell gargoyles over here, rung the bell, met Oswald, so I'd say that's it for a video, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks again for watching.